All right, welcome back to another retro adventure video here. I'm still looking for like what I want to name these videos, but if I focus too long on what to name videos, I'm not going to actually have time to play the games. So a name will come to me eventually. But for now, we're going to explore our next game. We're going to look at Pinbot. This game is very interesting because it's based off a pinball table, but it starts to do very different things that pinball tables don't actually do. And for that reason, some people hate this game. For that reason, some people like this game a lot and think it's very unique. I also, I don't even want to hit start because I'm jamming out to the Rare soundtrack because this is such a soundtrack of that era. So good. Like, you know, the RC Pro-Ams, the Wizards and Warriors, and all the games that they made during that era. I just love it. It's almost one of the best parts of this translation. Okay. Anyhow, and I see what you're doing there, Bobby Blackwolf, in chat, but just keep it cute. Don't get mean because we're recording for YouTube. Okay. I legit love this table. So we're gonna see how this goes. I don't actually remember the controls. Oh, the actual sounds, though, from the real thing. Okay, that's the plunger. Oh, it's the control. Okay, and I remember it did the funky screen thing. Isn't that weird? I've never seen any other pinball game do this, except for High Speed, which was the other pinball game that Rare did. I've never seen any pinball game do that, where the flippers are, like, frozen at the bottom, like that. I think it's kind of interesting. Can you tilt this table? I don't remember if that was a thing. I think it is. I think I think R is probably a nudge. Maybe not. Was select select is a nudge. That's what it is. It's like, it's hard to have a pinball machine without an actual nudge. Because legit, that's a thing a lot of people do in pinball. Bobby Blackwolf does not... Ooh, saved by the pin. Some of the old tables, especially in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, had that little pin right at the bottom. Saved me right there. Yeah, the NES had no LNR, exactly. So you didn't have that to do your nudges. Okay, so we're trying to unlock the little robot dude, which is you hit either the buttons at the top of the grid to advance it vertically, or you hit the things on the right of the grid to advance it horizontally. And once we get them all lit... Okay, I shot under the ramp. So on the real table, that's a ramp. And I think I just advanced the planet that we're at. So now we are at, I think, we're either at Neptune or we are legit at Pluto. I think maybe we were at Pluto a minute ago. Or actually, the next planet looks like Saturn, which means if that's the case, if the next planet is Saturn, then that means we are at Uranus. Oop, that... Okay, so I love that. I am in your control. Yeah, it totally sounds like a Cylon. By your command. Okay. But this is where you actually shoot the pinballs into the locks at the top. So if we can actually get the right angling there. Yeah, get that energy value. All right. We actually get the pinballs locked in the little eye... These are like supposed to be eye sockets. So you get the pinballs locked in there. And then he goes, now I see you. It's really creepy. Oh, no! I should have shook the table. Okay, so we got to Neptune. That was Neptune that we were at. Okay. Oh my god, these little retro achievements are actual screenshots from the table. That's cute. Good job, whoever did that. Okay, so we're still in the eye locking phase. And there's still a ramp up in the upper right, too, or upper left, excuse me. I can't remember what that was on the actual pinball table. There we go. Okay. By the way, you want to get... I shouldn't be shooting the ball with full strength every time because that middle part of the spiral is actually the skill shot. Oh, no! Out the gutter lane. Wow. Oh, we did it, everybody. We scored Uranus. Yes, I'm 12 years old. It's an important planet. What can I say? Okay, let's see if we can lock the ball on the right side. Nope, not the left side. I'm hoping I'm good enough so that you get to see this part of the game. But what made Pinball kind of unique is that at certain points when you progressed far enough in the game, actual stuff that like isn't physically possible on a table would end up happening. Like little aliens will come out and like do things with the balls. It's wild. So I want to see if we can actually get to that point, but I'm not doing a great job of that so far. Yeah, I think that's going to be a zonk. Nope, down the drain. Aww. You passed away, but you tried. All right. That's all right. That was a warm-up round. Only good enough to be number 8. What do you want to bet those are all initials of the developers? Probably is. Kind of interesting that this had a 4-player mode, because I can imagine that back in the day, boy, you really have to give this a light, loving little tap in order to get the skill shot on this. Imagine inviting 3 friends over to play Pinbot and just passing the controller around. Oh, now we get up that ramp all this time later. Come on. We need a ball saver. Oh my gosh. Is Rob ever gonna get a skill shot? Vote now in chat. Okay, at least I finally got that bonus. Oh, so hitting those targets on the left is what advanced the planet. Okay. Whee! Oh. Alright, so now we get to do the vortex again. Nope. Still can't get that skill shot. It's really hard to notice it on these old school Nintendo graphics and everything, but that little ramp that the ball goes down over on the right side, it actually has like a little robot woman on it that you actually see. I think maybe after this game, we're going to take a look at the actual table to remind myself what some of these ramps actually are and what they do, because it's been so long since I've actually seen an actual one of these tables. But with my crappy memory, I could have seen one of these tables yesterday and I would still forget things. All right, sure, I'll take more bonuses. Why not? Ooh, okay. We get the solar value, and all right, nice. We go to the vortex. All right, let's just give it a tiny little tap. Baby tap. Not enough. That's the first time I've gotten something other than the very top hole in the vortex, though. Yeah, toddler tap, not a baby tap. That's a good way of putting it. Ooh, extra ball. That's what I need. Okay, so I see it's on the actual lanes. So, as is customary with most pinball tables, you just have to advance the light at the right time. Okay, so... Ooh, we got the right eye first this time. Okay, okay. So let's try a toddler tap. Still too much. Still too much! Ooh! There we go! Extra ball! Yay! Ooh. Uh-oh. He's lit up now, and that means multi-ball. And of course, it is going to be impossible to see the rest of the table. So we are just going to YOLO. Did one of the balls relock? Oh, it did. Oh, come on, I just... So this is solar value up in the upper left? I thought it was locking it in the other eye hole. Oh, it's the ramp. Go up the ramp, go up the ramp. No, there we go. Did you see me boop the table? Okay, so I'm locked in again, and let's see, can I get it? Did I get it? Is that it? Solar value, or is that? No, I need the ramp, not the not the lock. I need the ramp. Sorry, I got excited. I don't know how it rolled to that side, but I will take it. Well, getting it locked back in the eye sockets is not a problem. It's getting this... Come on, come on. Go up the ramp. The physics in this game is a little rough. It's not the modern fancies of modern This is not Pinball FX. Ooh, we did it. Ooh, oh my God. Okay, this is where the machine gets crazy. That's right. Did your pinball machine change colors? And look, there's like actually like a little slime on the board now. And I want to say as it gets closer, it's like gonna try to eat the ball or something. It gets weird. Special! I'm special! I got another extra ball! King of Pinbot! I don't know what's happening, but it's a lot. It's flashing. I'm scared of that alien going to the middle because I feel like it's... I remember the alien trying to eat your ball being a thing. Okay, let's see if we get the solar value. Ugh. Nope. 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 Dang it. All right. Bye-bye multi-ball. Now we're gonna have to... Oh, wow. That was a really good run. I've seen... Look at that. We got the maximum bonus. Wow. That was a really good run. Okay. Let's get to it. Well, thanks for joining us, Shane. This is the game that was voted on that people want to see in the retro collection. Because this is weird. There hasn't really been a lot of pinball sims I can think of that take such liberties with actually altering what the table is like that this game does. It could be that licensing is more strict now. It could be that, you know, now to license things, they don't give away those same creative licenses because there were people that really didn't like that about this game. Are we still on ball 2? Oh no, we unlocked the extra ball for ball 3. We did. We finally got the frickin' skill shot. Yeah, this is on the original NES. This is actually a rare game, if you can't tell by the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack gives it away. You may have also played High Speed, which the creators of Pinbot made later on. Wow, I didn't even know you could get to a maximum energy value. I'm learning all sorts of things about this table. Rare coin-op owned Pinbot. I thought it was it's a Williams. I didn't. If the companies were affiliated, that's news to me. Because the W at the bottom is Williams. No, the actual game did not have slime monsters that walked around the board. That's what makes this port so controversial, but at the same time interesting. Because it takes those types of liberties with the game that would not have been on an actual table. That's what it said on the title screen. Interesting. Okay, let's see if we can... Because if we lock the balls in... Okay, so we have one of his eyeballs in. Now if we get the other one in... Dang it. I know you all wanted to see the alien eat the ball too. I know that's what you wanted. We never got to Mercury. That was a really good run, though. Game over. I'm curious how high of a score that was. Number 4? Oof. I got a ways to go. Yeah, wow, I got a ways to go to get to the top. I gotta... If I want to get on top of PP, I'm gonna have to double that score. I'm just reading what's on the screen, folks. I'm reading what's on the... Do not read too much into that. I'm just saying. You saw that high score table. All right. So let's... I want to quickly actually take a look at here. Am I going to stream Silent Hill when it comes out? Maybe. I'm on this retro kick right now, and there's a lot of retro things I want to play. But I will probably stream Silent Hill at some point, yes. There were the famous robot boobs as well and all that. I know we're recording for a YouTube archive as well right now, but I actually wanted to take a look at because I think this is helpful because the graphics can't really communicate it. I wanted to take a look at like what an actual pinball table looked like. If we can get a decent, so I'm actually going to good old Google here. Oh wow, I'm actually. Oh, can I zoom in and actually see this? Okay. The first result I got was a Pinterest site that wants me to sign up, and no. Maybe this one. Oh, this actually has multiple views. Okay, okay. So this is the Flipper Pinball Factory page or something. Let's take a look at this here. So I'm going to show this on the other screen. So again, I just got this off Google, but this is from pinball-factory.com that appears to have all these different types of views of the table, so you can actually look at it from different angles. So you can sort of see how well it did or didn't translate over into the game. So there's that spiral vortex, right, with the middle, and you see how, you know, you have the sensors over here and the sensors at the top that light up what's on the board, and then that little mechanism drops here, and that's where the eyeballs go in. This is so score solar value is actually written on the ramp there. What are these? Okay, advanced planet. We need a shot that gives us a better look at these. I think it says something about advanced planet. So probably hitting these three things within that time limit is actually what you have to do to advance the planet. And there's that robot lady that doesn't transfer well into the game. She has that kind of like different art kind of thing going on there with the best they could do with the 8-bit NES. But you can see that there too is the whole, that's what it's supposed to look like. And then, yeah, increase energy value. Yeah, she's in the sequel. There was a sequel to Pinbot, Bride of Pinbot, which I'll show you that table. Yeah, you can see the center with the whole, you know, the light, and that was coming up on the achievements that they did there for that game with the retro achievements, folks. But okay, and these X's in the middle are the multipliers. So that's what shows you it's going to be like 2 times, 3 times, 4 times the multiplier there. And then, yes, the extra ball lights. So you can see you actually get a lot more detail actually looking at a machine than you actually do in the game because they could only do so much, right? So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I wanted to see if I could get a shot that would show better what those lights were on the left. But since we're here, again, this is it's a Pinterest, but I can show you on the right side here. You can actually see this is on the right side of my screen here. This is what the Bride of Pinbot looked like. And it was similar, except the pinball was in her mouth at one point, and I want to say her eyes disappeared too at some point, and that was a thing. Oh, Bobby's actually giving me a link to try to use. Sure thing. We'll try that and see how that goes. Ooh, this is a good resource. Thanks, Bobby. Ah, so you actually have a whole little manual here that walks you through this whole thing that shows you, okay, the robot's visor hides a mystery the player must discover, which, as we know, is the locked ball, and that whole thing. And then you can actually see right flipper return lane flashes, reject value for 25, 50, 50, and 75,000. So, okay, that's pretty cool. Is there something that actually shows, that's kind of like a little bit of the history there? That's kind of neat. Ooh, here we go. Pictures, pictures, pictures. All the pictures. Visit the gallery for all images. Well, yes, I will. Thank you, Pinside, who has collected quite a nice little look at this. You can actually see, but this is not a pin. Hold up. This is not a Pinbot machine. They let anyone post on these websites, don't they? It's fine. It's a cute dog. Flashing target raises ramp. Ah, so when you hit the one that's flashing, that's when you can actually go underneath the ramp. Because I remember going underneath the ramp was a thing, and I couldn't remember the conditions for that. So again, these are things that the game has a hard time communicating in just the, you know, NES style graphics. Oh, you actually get a really nice look at what it's a 3-bank drop target advances planets, reach flashing planet for special, reach the sun to light special. Hitting flashing light bar or completing all lights on chest panel opens visor for multi-ball, lighting chest panel second time lights extra ball. Ramp shots advance bonus times and increases solar value. During multi-ball, locking one ball and then shooting up the ramp scores the solar value. And that's also in the game how we advance to the other circuitry. We got to the green board, and I imagine you can do it more than once. We just didn't see it in that run. Jet bumpers increase energy value, and each plunger shot advances vortex value. Okay, we learned a lot just by reading and taking a little tour of the board. So with that all being said, let's try another run of the game and see if we can maybe improve our score even better in Pinbot. So let's go back to Pinbot. All right. So I think it's delicate lines. How about that second? I don't know if you noticed there's like a little lines. How about that second white line? Ooh. Which still, I held B down too long. Oh, come on. Not the gutter ball right out the gate. That's my least favorite mechanic in a pinball machine because it really feels like there's nothing you can do about it short of slapping the machine, which I understand is kind of the what you're supposed to. Wow, I didn't even get to the vortex that time. Is kind of the whole like what you're supposed to do about it. But like if I'm playing a friend's pinball machine, like let's say Bobby, I don't want to go around slapping his tables because he's going to glare at me. Like, yo, do you know these machines are a lot of money? That was Bobby punching the machine right there in my game. Causing. All right, that just means we're going to get a really good run on our last ball. Well, okay. Okay. Off to a good start. Oh man, I thought it was gonna gutter ball right there. I really think something is funky with the... Never mind, I was robbed and I'm continuing to be robbed by this game. That was a really crappy run. That was horrible. Can we just delete that from the archive? Can we just delete that little clip? Because that was terrible. Didn't even qualify for a high score. Okay. Ooh. If I just, like, 1 pixel sooner, I would have hit the right part of the vortex. So, Shane, to answer your question, is this NES or arcade? This is the NES version by Rare, but it is a port of an actual pinball table. So we were just looking at the pictures of the real pinball table, right? So this is the NES port of the pinball table because obviously back in 1988 or whenever this game came out, you couldn't get the ports quite as accurate. So that's kind of like the first part of your question. I mean, we had pinball games going all the way back to the Atari 2600. There was video pinball on the 2600. I feel like Intellivision had a game too. But definitely early computers, like I remember on the Commodore 64, we actually had a game that was really rad, and it was actually Electronic Arts, or ECA as they were known at the time, made Pinball Construction Set. And that was a really awesome title because you built your own pinball tables. I don't know how physically accurate they were, but it was a really fun thing to play around with. The second part of your question about the achievements, so the website Retro Achievements that, as I talked about in the intro to all this and why I'm suddenly getting into retro games and how I wanted to track that I've beat various retro games, and I wouldn't consider myself completely driven by achievements, but I am achievement motivated. That website, it's retroachievements.org, and they have a ton, like pretty much all those games you listed, they have achievements for. If it's a top 500 game on a console, they probably have achievements for it. They have a lot. So yeah, Ninja Turtles and Battletoads, absolutely there's going to be achievements for those. They even had some ROM hacks in there, which I don't know if I really want to get into that territory, but they do have that type of thing. Yay, we got the Vortex. I mean, the achievements are nice, but it's not my soul. Look, that physics there, impossible what that ball just did. The achievements are nice, and it's kind of like a cute little motivator to try different games, but I am enjoying just taking the trip down memory lane and remembering all this stuff, because I remember playing this when I was a kid. I remember playing this at a, get this, a KOA campground when I was 12 years old. Not the video game, but the actual pinball table, Pinbot. I remember playing it at KOA because we were going across the country in my grandparents' RV. They're no longer with us, rest in peace. But we were going from California, where I live, to Yellowstone, out in mostly Wyoming. It touches a couple other states, but obviously it's mostly Wyoming. And we were staying in different KOAs, you know, the RV parks across the nation as we went. And they would actually have the different pinball machines and arcade machines. That's actually where I played a heck of a lot of Ninja Turtles, too. Okay, so I got the solar value. Do I get the green table? I do! There's our slime friend. Look at how that was really about to go down the gutter and then didn't at the last second. That's wild. They definitely took some liberties with the physics in this game, but if it spares me a gutter ball, I'm a-okay with it. I want to see if we can get to a circuit color after green and what that might do to the table. All right, let's see if we can get the bonus. Nope. I tried. It's very rare you see it bounce so hard it goes back up the vortex. That's kind of interesting. Oh, come on. Well, and that right there is why people did not like the translation of the table. Because what the hell was that? The slime actually comes out and eats the ball. I mean, and you can look at it two ways. It makes the game more challenging, more difficult. It does something that physically can't be done on a table and does something different. But at the same time, if you're trying to play a faithful recreation of the Pinbot table, what the hell was that, right? All right. That run was still cut a little bit short by a couple gutter balls, so I want to try to do one more. I want to see if we can get I really want to see, like, can we advance the circuitry beyond just green? And are there other alien types that show up? Ugh. I groan because we gave it such a delicate tap, but it's still... Oh, come on. I think what might have helped this game a little bit for some people is maybe if it had some different modes, and maybe there was a mode where you could turn off the slime and the non-real interactions, and then maybe even do something about the gutter balls and just have like they have in bowling, bumpers. Have bumpers in the rail so that you really feel like you can practice shots and do different things. Of course, some people would say that takes the challenge out of it and you have to learn how to bump the table, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. You feel like High Speed was more egregious with its non-realism? I mean, yeah, like, what would you do in response to the feedback? Wouldn't you double down? Some people liked it, though. I'm not sure how the games were developed and what the timeline looked like, but I bet there was some element of overlap in the development timeframes of the two games, to be honest. Ah. We had one thing to go on the board. Couldn't do it. All right, we have one more ball left though, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, big run on this last one. Let's do it. Yay! Skill shot. Hit the blue. Hit the blue. Oh, man. That's irritating. Yeah, that was the blue side. Wrong blue. Wrong blue. All right. I lied. We're going to do one more. That was too short, and I didn't even crack the top 10, of which now my own score is the low bar. One more turn. One more turn. By the way, those little speech samples, those were actually from the table. For those of you less familiar with the table did talk to you with those little voice samples. So it is kind of neat that they actually translated that into the NES version. Nope. Not enough. I really thought it was going to gutter ball again right there, right out the gate. Okay, I'll take it. Yo, and what's that weird stomping? Like that, I don't remember that from the original table. Like, certainly the table doesn't shake when you do anything. That was a very strange design choice. Okay, so we've hit the right side of that light up playfield enough. We need to get the left. Hey, if we're lighting that all the way up to extra ball, I'll take it, because we had some really crappy balls the first couple ones. So I will take an extra ball to help make up for the crappy. Not the gutter, lost ones. Are you kidding me? Was that ball 3 or do we have one more? Okay, we have one more. Maybe we can get that extra ball. And we can learn to forgive this game a little bit. I feel like I do a better job lighting up the robot face when I'm not thinking about it. Oh, and there we go. Interesting that the game pauses there, because on a real table, obviously, it wouldn't be able to pause. We got our extra lit. That's good. There we go. All right, we can forgive the game a little bit, as we got our extra ball. Yeah, activating the multi-ball is the hardest part. Once you get there, it's really easy to lock a ball in one of the eye sockets. It's just making that shot at the solar ramp. Okay, so get one. Oh. Did you see how the balls collided and it sent one right down the and it sent one right down the center of the playfield? Oh my goodness. All you see in the middle of the board is clacks. Like the old Atari 1990s Atari puzzle game with the conveyor belt. Bobby, this is a family stream. How do you see clacks in that? At least we have the extra ball, but that's annoying. Man, I can't believe that they just went boom. All right, shoot again. Shane, what day is Silent Hill out? Is it out the same day as the Diablo 4 expansion? I feel like it is, and that does not bode well for Silent Hill. Sorry, but not sorry. You know how I am. Diablo is like my main jam. Oh no, I'm not gonna pay for early access. I don't do that. Unless it's Final Fantasy 14, I don't pay for early access. So it is the same day as Diablo 4, isn't it? That's not good. That just gives time, Shane, for you to play it and let me know if it's worth my time, because if there's a single thing wrong with it, I know you're going to say something about it. Oh, I missed that we have to get the orangey side of it, too. Oh, boo. Well, we tried, y'all. We tried to see if there was a circuit beyond green, and I'm sure there is. In fact, now I have to know. Now I have to look up and actually... Whoops, sorry for the extra scene there we didn't need. Now I have to know, and probably the best way to know is to actually look at probably the achievements that somebody has programmed for the game, because that'll tell you what all there is to do. And yeah, wow, look at this. Look at this. If we actually look at the other screen, there's an orange pinbot, there's blue, gray, and ultimate. So you actually have to do that whole combo 6 times in order to do that. So that, ooh, that's pretty brutal, I gotta say. I'm not sure that's doable. And then finish the game. There actually is a way to beat the game, apparently. And which is you have to beat the high score that's on the board. That's a lot of points to do that. Wow. But that's okay. It was a very interesting trip down memory lane. You know, not every game is going to be a 5 out of 5, 100% game. I love it. And I'm not saying that Pinbot is bad, but it's certainly controversial. It brings back certain memories of the table that I like. I remember the machine talking to you in the robot voice. I remember that grid that you light up the things. And I actually think that's a neat mechanic where you kind of hit the different targets to spread the lights on the board. I think that's actually really cool. So there are things about that I like. And then there's things about it I don't like as much. For example, being limited with the NES. I think they did as good of a job as they could on the NES, but being limited with that means that there's some questionable choices when it comes to physics. And then that whole direction about adding the slimes to the board and stuff, which on one hand is cool, but on one hand, I should be able to play a mode without that, right? And they don't really have that choice in the game, which is a bit of a bummer. But anyway, that was a little trip down memory lane with Pinbot for the NES. Definitely one to check out. It's going to be hard because, you know, with Rare and the Microsoft, that wasn't in the Rare collection because it wasn't something that I'm sure they were able to get the license to again. Because again, I think Bally Williams and, you know, whoever Midway and God, whoever owns all those licenses now, probably WB. I think, I'm not sure if I've traced it right. WB would actually own the rights to that now, so it's probably just a very tricky thing to be able to get the rights to. But I would imagine Pinball FX probably has. I'm just looking really quick. If you want to play the actual table, they have Bride of Pinbot. So they have the sequel, but I'm not sure they have the original. That's interesting. I guess the original is just something you'll have to find in an arcade somewhere or in a garage or something like that. But for now, that's going to end our trip down memory lane with Pinbot. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and have a great week, everybody.